We're gonna turn that around completely so you can see how that actually works. And now you want to have this aligned properly with this border over here. You just click, and then here we go. Very easy squeezy. That's easy how it goes. You can place the roof, and this is how you build a roof. You can also have like a straight one in the center.
Hungryroot makes healthy eating shockingly simple. They send groceries, snacks, healthy recipes, and ready-to-eat meals straight to your door, all tailored to your needs. You take a quick assessment, and they build your plan around your health goals, dietary restrictions, and favorite flavors. Your grocery cart is pre-filled every week, but you can make swaps in seconds based on what you're craving or how you're feeling. Navigating this new phase of life has never been easier. It's like having a personal nutrition coach right at my fingertips. They've truly taken the stress and guesswork out of eating better, and my doctor is really happy with my levels now. Start feeling more in control of your health and try Hungryroot today.
They're attacking me again because I'm holding them accountable and because I'm doing my job. I've spent my entire career fighting for justice and to make sure that the law applies to all of us equally, fairly, and equitably. But I can't do this alone. If you believe in truth, justice, and democracy, now is the time that I need you. Let's show them that we are fearless and not fearful. I need you now.
You can make use of the grid, and the grid can obviously be changed in size. You can lower the size down to 1 meter steps, and you can lower the grid height down to 1/4 of a meter height steps. That means each time you hold down shift and you raise your piece, it'll go a square meter up or down, or like 25 centimeters, whatever you want to say. This is how the grid works, okay? But there are also non-gridded pieces. For example, like this air conditioning unit over here. It has no grid, and if you move that around, you can see it is basically maintaining its axis. However, what you can do is you can attach that to a building, and then it will make sure to be on the right rotation, as you can see. There are some elements here in the right menu we're going to quickly go through. We have a scaling option now that is pretty new. So that means if you go to the scaling menu, you can scale your air conditioning unit. Different items have different scaling options. The further you go up or down, they will scale a little bit differently accordingly. But this is normally from 50 to 300% is how it scales, and you can do this with every piece that is not a grid piece except one. I found an anchor or kind of a hook that is not scalable, but I think it's just a bug and will potentially be fixed. Now, I'm going to quickly show you also. Now, what I'm using at the moment is the normal building menu. You can move your thing around with the cursor. If you hold down shift, you can raise or lower your piece. And if you just one click shift, you will always align that back to a surface. You know, if I raise it, it's going to stay to my cursor. It's going to flow in this height. But if I want to have it back on a surface, I'm just going to hover over the first surface and then I shift click once, and it automatically goes down to the surface where your cursor is. Now, you can also rotate this piece by holding down your Z or Y key, depending on which keyboard you have, and it's going to rotate around the center of the piece, as you can see over here. But you can also do this with an advanced mode, and this is where you hit X on your keyboard if you're on a computer, or you go with the rotational menu over here. You can also go into the advanced move. For the console players, you can easily do this, and then this will bring up this so-called gizmo. The gizmo is a wonderful tool that lets you manipulate your pieces like in a 3D tool. You can move them up or down very precisely. You can move them side by side, and you can also change through and go into a rotation mode that you can easily rotate that in every single axis you want to. And then obviously you also have access to the scaling tool, which works, by the way. I thought first of all it was also with the rotating, but no, you just hold on the side and you drag it to left or right to scale. It's a little bit more easy than I thought it was. So once you've done that, you confirm your placement by basically clicking anywhere on screen. You place that. If you're not happy with the placement, you can always redo or undo, which is Control Y or Control Z on your keyboard, and then this manipulation has gone. Now, if you put this back on, you can also if you do not want that this piece is aligning to the surface over here, you can press V on your keyboard, for example, and then the piece is not going to align, as you can see, properly. It's always staying on its own orientation. You will also see on your right hand side on the screen now, pressing V is turning on the align to surface on and off. The stick to surface is also an option you can turn off. I don't even know which hotkey that is, but yeah, well, that's also an option. Now you can even go through a certain object, okay? So this is very simple. Now, turn it back on. There's also another option, which is the snap to position. And this is also, you can do this by holding down F on your keyboard, or you turn the option on and then it will automatically go. I actually like to keep that off and press F on the keyboard, because that will always give it only in the second I'm holding down F. And then I'm toggling through the different snap points. There are snap points in the game, and that's pretty cool, because sometimes you have let's say you have like a bicycle, and the bicycle comes with 3 different pieces. There's a centerpiece, let's say the steering wheel, or like the steering anchor, and the wheels, and you want to make sure that you build this properly quickly. You can just hold down F or the snap to position, and then every piece snaps easily into position how it is supposed to do. The good thing about Frontier is they always give us the pieces as separate elements, so we can also use them in a different way, which also comes in very handy if you want to do this. Now, that said, we have also mostly gone through all of the different things. There's one more thing I want to show you. If you rotate the piece, you will see you have 360 degrees, and that's totally fine. But if you want to get a bit more precise or structured, because you always want to rotate that on the same level, you can hit spacebar. I relocated my hotkey to spacebar. Original, if you open the game, it's P. But I would really recommend to go back to spacebar if you have played any Planet games before. This brings up the angle snap, and you can go into angle snap from 45 degrees all the way down to 11.2C, which is crazy. In some other elements you can go to 90 up. Anyways, you can then rotate around here, and you can see now it's snapped